Happy 4th of July, YouTubers. This is Cyberdyne24, and well, today of course is a day of celebration of the founding of the United States of America. Plus, also I like to celebrate the completion of the Husqvarna 350 chainsaw. I finally got all the pieces together correctly. I solved the problem with the air conductor. The air conductor is the plastic piece that goes around the flywheel that helps supply air to the top end of the chainsaw to help cool it down. The problem was the flywheel kept on rubbing on the air conductor, and it was ripping up air. It was literally just taking chunks out of the air conductor. I've gone through two of them. I got a third one coming on its way, but the second one was not destroyed too bad, so I used a couple of washers and put them in the mounting holes where the screws go to mount the flywheel, so it sort of gave it a little extra bit of gap between the air conductor and the flywheel, so it just gave it a little small fractions of space, just enough so that the flywheel will not hit it and start tearing up the wiring. Because this is also the third set of wiring I've had to go on the 350 just to figure out why this problem was happening. But you know what? Let me show you the final project. The finished project. It's absolutely amazing, and I'm really happy today. Here it is, ladies and gents, the Husqvarna 350 chainsaw with 45mm big bore kit, sporting an Oregon double guard 18-inch bar with a 325 pitch, 50 gauge steel RSC chain. Now you can tell it's an RSC chain. It's kind of hard to see it from this direction, but I'll show you it right here. At one of the little links, there's a little yellow dot. There's a yellow link. And let me see if I can try to zoom in on this a little bit better. There, it's a little bit more in focus, and well, it's not very good. But right there, that is the RSC. That is the signification that it's an RSC chain. RSC chain, like steel, is what the professionals use. A lot of what the tree removal companies will use, because it's a fast-cutting chain. The difference of it between that and also the green chain you can buy from steel is that the green steel chain is designed. It's what they call their safety chain, or anti-kickback, which helps reduce kickback, which helps limit injury. But that's mainly designed for the consumer grade saws and for consumers to buy. If you're not very handy with chainsaws, I would recommend going with the safety chain, because it's just a little extra help. You don't want to be kind of getting all gung-ho and buying, like skip tooth chain that could really kick back on you on your saw and end up getting hurt. But as you can see, it's completely finished. It is a mixture of new and used parts, OEM and aftermarket. One thing I was really happy with, I would have to get a shout out to the Chinese, is the Chinese made 3/8 inch rim sprocket, clutch drum, and brand new clutch. It works out great. It stops, and it stops the chain nice and quick. That's what I needed to do. Plus, I didn't want to spend the money on trying to find a new one. A new RSC chain. The only problem I do see with the saw is that there's a little bit of an issue with the starting and stopping. With the on and off switch. But that's something that can be easily remedied, and I'm going to fix that sooner or later. pretty much all I really have to do is just use the choke to kill it anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. But you know what? Since fireworks are going off, it's not gonna be that big of a deal to run this at night, so I'm gonna show you guys what's up. So let me get myself all set up here. I'm gonna do this on my little stoop that I got in my backyard. Finally got around to cutting the grass, because finally the weather was a lot more cooperative. Okay. Here it is. Pushing the decompression valve. As you can see, YouTubers, complete success. Took several months of saving up, planning, and shopping around to get all the parts. But it just goes to show you, with a little bit of ingenuity and time, you can really take something that was pretty much destined to be dead and bring it back to life. I'm really excited that I can make these set of videos for you and show you how to take pretty much a crankcase and go from the ground up of rebuilding it and actually giving this saw some life into it. Eventually, I'll probably do some test cut videos on it. I got dialing the carburetor a little bit more. I was kind of fooling around with it without the bar and chain and clutch on it, but now since I got everything all together on it, I can properly tune it and make sure that it runs nice and perfect, very high revs, idles good, and then I'll do the actual log testing on it, because I got plenty of crap at work for me to cut up, so I'll just use that. But YouTubers, this is the end of the 350, and hello to the Husqvarna 288. Just to also give you a little bit of recap on the 288, I finally was able to get one of the oil seals put in on the flywheel side. Unfortunately, I cannot get the one seal on the clutch side because after talking to a really good friend, Saw King, her name is Rich Dugan. You know, he's big time on YouTube for his saw videos. I was able to talk to him, and he was actually able to tell me that pretty much the oil seal actually gets built into the actual oil pump itself. So I have to order a whole oil pump and a whole bunch of other gaskets and parts, worm gear and everything, so that I can actually get that seal on there. So that I won't be able to get that on till a later video, but then I actually get to work on another big saw and actually get to see that working. Plus, also, I'm going to be doing another video on replacing a clutch spring on a Husqvarna 394 clutch because I just realized one of the clutch springs broke on it. So now I'm going to do a video on that. So stay tuned, YouTubers. Always send the comments. I really appreciate it. Negative comments, like always, Sam, really don't have to use profanity. It's not really necessary to get your point across. Y'all have a good one. Have a happy 4th of July.